guys, I'm Brian.
And I'm Terry.
And welcome back to another episode in our Forest Farm series here on Survival Dispatch. Today we're looking at giant stump removal. Though this is not a giant stump, this is one of the biggest ones we have left from recent cutting. And these things are a nightmare to get out of the ground.
Some of them that we had dug up in this video were maybe 6 to 8 inches bigger to a foot.
Oh yeah, we had some that were pushing 3 feet out here with ease. And originally he came out with a 12,000 pound excavator of his own. He works with his brother. He started working and it was taking too much time. And he didn't want to hurt his machine.
He was very generous to come out and do that to start with. It was a busy time in the construction around here, and we couldn't get anybody out here. He came on his own time, brought his brand new machine. He was working a fool out of it. And then he said, guys, I just can't do this to this new machine. I'm tearing it up. And we're like, man, don't worry about it. No problem. We understand. You know, you got to do what you got to do. We're very nice about it. And he felt so bad. He's like, hold on a minute. He called his brother. He has a 44,000 pound.
It was a Komatsu PC200, about a 44,000 pound machine, and the thumb was broken, but he still had operation of the bucket. And he said, load it up on the trailer. I'm on my way to get it right now.
And he came out here and tore it up.
So after this portion of the video with the stumps being dug up, stick around. There's going to be a follow-up where we have time-lapse cameras running on both machines. And we didn't plan this to happen, but it just worked out really well. And we'll explain it more in detail after this video, but we've got a great comparison of the two machines running. So we hope you enjoy this first part of the video.
And it gives you a good idea on where to put your money, because you might say, okay, that small machine is half the price of the big one. It's a no-brainer. I'm using the small machine because it's going to save me some money. Good chance it's not, and you'll see why in that video. I mean, it's definitely, it woke us up, and we've thought differently in this entire process since then on where we put our money, because sometimes the more expensive option is the cheaper option.
Yeah,
definitely.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So enjoy this first part of the video, guys. So this was the first time I had really flown the drone in this video, and I think I got pretty lucky with it.
Yeah, you did. That was before he crashed it.
Twice.
Yeah, he won't fly it anymore.
Nope. Dad gets to fly the drone. It's a GoPro Karma, which they no longer make because it doesn't work.
And we didn't realize there was malfunctions. And after it got crashed twice, they sent us all free parts because they realized it was their fault.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. He kept blaming me for it. I'm like, I didn't do anything.
I said, Brian, you flew it right straight into that tree. Don't tell me you didn't do anything. I'm like, I let off the controls. I said,
into a tree.
How did it hit the tree? It took off on its own.
Anyway, we digress. That's just a fun side note. Don't buy a GoPro Karma if they ever come out with one again.
Well, maybe, but
but
I wouldn't buy a used one.
Definitely not.
We still use ours though, just to play with.
Just not for anything that matters.
My grandson loves it.
Yeah.
Up, up, up. That's all he says. Up, up. Make it go higher.
But this next portion of the video is covering 30 minutes of time on digging stumps up. And they're both set at the same frame rate. I think it was a frame every half a second. So they are identical except for the fact that the Kubota is digging on one stump and the Komatsu digs up quite a few more than that. And like I said, this is covering a 30-minute time period. So it's really an eye-opener. And
this is where, like I mentioned earlier, you find out that by spending more money, you're going to save a bunch of money.
Yeah, because the Komatsu costs more than the Kubota, just the
almost not twice per hour.
Not brand-wise, but size-wise, it costs more to run that larger machine. So it
cost us to pay him twice as much money to run the big one as the small one
per hour.
But you'll see why it's so much better. Option.
Yeah, definitely. So hope you guys enjoy this comparison. (7-to-1) ratio. That's just ridiculous. I mean, who would have guessed that that Komatsu would have been that much faster on those stumps?
It was amazing. He just plucked them out of the ground like nothing. We're like, holy crap.
What was wild is some of the bigger stumps, that's a 44,000-pound machine, and it was picking the back of that thing up with him digging them out of the ground. They were massive stumps.
And that's one thing we never thought about until right now. The stump he was digging with the Kubota was much smaller than these stumps out in that field. Some of them stumps were 3 foot or so. I mean,
this in the driveway was one of the smaller stumps for sure.
That's right. And
you put him on one of those big ones, it would have been an hour. He would have dug 14 stumps for one.
Right. So
that's
half
crazy.
Price, I mean,
it's just insane, the difference in cost. So it is so much more worthwhile in an instance like that to pay for the larger machine.
Yeah, small stumps, a small machine would probably do all right.
Yeah.
But at $75 an hour, I think it was.
And you're not going to have as much destruction to the ground with that smaller machine.
Right. The bucket's smaller. I mean, that big Komatsu, it was, what about a...
The tracks were 2 foot wide or better.
I mean, the bucket, what was it?
Oh, the bucket was like 6 feet wide.
Yeah, so it was a big old hole.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think about all these things when you go to do something like this. Do you want that giant machine on your property? Do you want those giant holes to deal with? Yeah. Because, he'll put the dirt back in the hole, but that's all going to settle. So you're going to have a 20-foot wide hole that's settling that you've got to deal with.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to think about, but it all comes into play with what you're doing. Check and make sure what you're going to be doing in that area.
And when we cleared this out, we went through with a skid steer and we raked all the topsoil off, because by the time you run all this heavy equipment out here, it don't matter what kind of topsoil, if you got grasses, whatever, all that's going to be gone, and everything's going to wash. We're on a slope here, 1 foot and 30 foot for most of it, where the houses are going. Every bit of that topsoil would be down in the woods somewhere.
Turn around one time with a mini extra skid steer on your yard and see where the grass goes. It's gone.
Yeah, it's tore to shreds. And out here working like this, then big equipment, you lose your topsoil. So scrape it off, pile it up somewhere where it's not going to wash away. And you'll have some topsoil to throw back down when you get done grading and everything.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worthwhile.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it very helpful and informative with what you're going to do. I mean, definitely check on your price per hour and the ability of that machinery, what it can get done in an hour. It's a huge difference. So if you like what you see, give us a big thumbs up for a like, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get notified when new videos come out. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Have a good one, guys.
See you next time.